Yeah, the head sculpt's not great. Hi everyone, welcome to One Six Figure Focus, and in this video we're going to take a look at the Hot Toys Iron Man Mark 1 2.0 die-cast USB powered. Head sculpt's not great though. Head sculpt's not great. This is a pre-order product. It's $455 at Sideshow and is due to release now. It's out. It's there. I'm not sure if it's on Sideshow, but it's shipping from Hong Kong now. So this is the first ever Iron Man suit. I know, like, you know, a lot of people, when I think of Iron Man, the first suit I think of, I know this is the first suit, but if I was to buy the first suit, it would be the Mark III, like the quarter scale that I have here posed behind my camera, and like the Mark III 2.0 that I have on pre-order, which looks amazing. This here is unique. I think this is for the die-hard Iron Man collector. I pick and choose. I have a quarter scale Mark III that I just mentioned. I have my favorite one, which is the Mark 6. I'm still looking at that Mark 6 with a gantry. I have the Mark 47 because it's just different, and I really like No Way Home, and I have it posed up to next to the Spider-Man Homecoming Deluxe. I've got the Mark 85 for obvious reasons, and yeah, the Mark III kind of 2.0 on order. This isn't one I necessarily need. And even though the head sculpt here doesn't look great, because I do believe it's the same sculpt. I think they've made this, I know that they've made it at least twice. This is the second. I think they've actually done 3. I can't remember off the top of my head now, but I know that this, they're labeling this as a 2.0, but I think they did it one at a time. That wouldn't make sense though. Anyway, so this is at least the second time that they've done this. It is USB powered. It lights up the arc reactor, and there's another like light on his left arm, I believe, and there's a really cool cog on the back that turns. But I do believe this is the same head sculpt with slightly different paint applications. It's not a great head sculpt. They've done a lot of great Robert Downey Jr.'s. This is not one of them. But like, let's face it, if you're going to get this, some Iron Mans I would pose with the head sculpt. Like the Mark 47 I have behind me there somewhere, and he's just like about to take off the glasses, has the glasses on, head sculpt exposed. It looks great because the head sculpt's great. This one here though, when I think of this, I don't think of him with the top open. I just think of him like using the flamethrower and the rockets and stuff like that. I don't think it really makes too much of a difference. However, it is $455 and it's a bit of a cheap shot, just throwing out the same exact thing, and especially when they're labeling it as a 2.0. It actually says 2.0. So this looks good though. This is the first time they've done a Mark 1 with die-cast piece. It's not fully die-cast, but there's a lot of die-cast panels on it. It is USB powered. You do have that cog at the back that spins. You do have this arc reactor here that lights up. The cabling and the detail and the weathering and the welded pattern, all the stuff, I think it all looks great. There's very, like, this is the head sculpt. Yeah. Moving on. Yeah, it looks, see, like you see all the die cast here and the kind of these parts that make it look like it's been welded together. Nice bright arc reactor there. I'm not sure if that's Photoshop or how it will work. You gotta see on the hips here, these kind of like, are they kind of rubber pulleys or something like that? I like that. This canister here is like a compressed gas or something like that, or maybe it's the fuel for the flamethrower. That looks really cool, and I like the weathering on that as well. You got some dents as well on the Iron Man helmet as well. These two flame effects, I don't really like the plastic pieces like the likes of Thor with the kind of blue electricity, or the Electro with the yellow electricity, or that kind of stuff. Lightning effects, they're not for me. They take me out of it. But I do actually quite like some of the flamethrower effects. I think the incinerator trooper or ketchup troopers flame effect looks quite well. The Boba Fett flame effect from the Robo 2-pack looks quite well, because it's all more or less the same. And the Beskar Mando, I actually think that they photograph quite well as well. There's been some talks about this being undersized. I believe it's actually screen accurate, even though you might think of this as a big hulking beast, and it is, but it's still the made in cave box of scraps, so the line goes. I remember being told that the designers, the CGI designers, or the designers of the Iron Man suits from like 2 onwards, on the screen they made the legs longer of the Iron Man suit. Like a human could not fit into the suit. They've made the legs longer because it made Iron Man look, his stature look a lot more heroic. It was like a liberty they took. They purposely did that to adjust the proportions because it made him look more heroic, which means that from 2 onwards, they would be slightly out of scale. So this being undersized is actually screen accurate. even though they necessarily aren't next to each other ever, apart from in the Hall of Armors. I believe there's a shot, I think it could have been Iron Man 2, where he's in the Hall of Armor, but it's strange where he's in the Hall of Armor considering he doesn't have the Mark 1, because that's in the desert in a load of pieces. Correct me if I'm wrong on that in the comment section. Anyway, I love the back of this with all the wires, and like I said for the third time in this video, this cog moves. Simple touch, really cool, but you're not really going to see it unless it's like in a rotating turntable or something like that. But unless you're maybe on a Module case and you have him, you set up something where he's like attacking random people and stuff like that, and maybe you can see it from there. Still a very nice inclusion, very nice touch. I think this all looks very cool. The only thing about it is just that head sculpt's not great, but are you going to use it? Really love the detailing here. This is the trump card for me. All these wires and little cogs and canisters, and even like the detailed different color wires here and stuff like that, really thrown together. Again, like it's supposed to be, like a box of scraps. I think it looks very imposing. It's not for me, but apart from the head sculpt, I think this is really cool. And yeah, not the biggest fan of the base, but yeah, I think this looks pretty cool. Yeah, if you want to support the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Let me know if you're picking this one up or not. You can also follow me on Instagram and on Twitter. That's it. That's the end of the video. See you in the next one. Good luck.